Alright guys, so here we are for the season finale of F1 2006 career mode here on F1 Championship Edition. It's time for the Brazilian Grand Prix. We've had such an up and down season. We've had the highs of highs, winning Monaco, and then in the last few races we've seen the absolute lows of just DNFing so many races. So you just never know what you're going to get when you click onto this video and you see an F1 Championship Edition career mode episode. We could either win a race or we could absolutely crash out in a blaze of glory. But yeah, that's just what this season has been about in Season 1. Hopefully next season it can be much more consistent for us. We're going to up the difficulty, hopefully move to a better team, but I'm going to do that off camera. But okay, that is all the introductions out of the way and the planning for next season. It's time for us to go to the Brazilian Grand Prix and finish this season on a high.
Welcome to Sao Paulo, Brazil for the final qualifying session in this year's calendar.
After doing a lot of thinking after the last episode went out, I thought it would probably be best if I just did qualifying for this final race. We've seen how much carnage I suppose there was in the midfield and towards the back end of the grid. So I thought, why don't we just ensure our safety in this race and almost our sanity for this final episode. And we do want to finish on a high, and it's going to be highly unlikely that we'd be able to do that if we start from the very back of the field. So that's why we're going to qualify. I do want to say a massive thank you to all the people who did leave their suggestions down in the comments as well. I do really appreciate your guys' opinion that you've given, not only in the last episode, but also in all the videos that you've commented in so far this season.
We'll continue with session 3 of qualifying in a few moments.
Oh yeah. Off for qualifying 3 now. We showed awesome pace in Q2. With heavier fuel though, how is the car going to respond? It's going to be very interesting to see where we end up for this Brazilian Grand Prix here. Fisichella was in second place behind me, so it may be a bit of a competition between us two, duking it out for 6th place in this driver's standings. So it's going to be an interesting round, to say the least. Here we go, starting our qualifying 3, first run into turn 1. Night, very deep, way too deep. Gonna have to abort this lap. Bloody hell. I think we know where the AI are going to be weak in the race. Jesus. Coming up to the line now. This should be a much more representative time here. It's a 16.8. Only a 10th off of Felipe Massa's time. Much more competitive. I think it's a little bit weird, given the rules of qualifying, that the AI actually don't get faster as the session goes on. Normally you'd expect them to do that since they burn off a lot of their fuel. But literally in most qualifying sessions in this season, the AI set their best times at the start. Although I go and say that, and then Schumacher goes to pole position.
So there we have it. From 10th to pole, the grid order looks like this.
So Michael Schumacher, the sniper, at the end of the session, snags pole position for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Felipe Massa, he's got to be feeling a little bit dirty there. He was leading the entirety of that session. We end up in P3 for the Brazilian Grand Prix, so it's a much better showing already for us so far on this weekend. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can finish off this season on a high. But yeah, it's time for the season finale here. It's time for the race. And again, I just love those helicopter shots.
We're here in Interlagos, 2.7 miles of tortuous and somewhat scary tarmac on the outskirts of Sao Paulo. This is the Brazilian Grand Prix.
And off they go on their parade lap.
Here we go. Look at the atmosphere that this circuit just produces with the crowd and everything like that. I'm looking to impress these guys and finish off this season on a high. This will be the last time we drive for Toro Rosso, and also maybe one of the last times I ever drive a V10 powered Formula 1 car for a career mode. You never know.
Final systems checks show that all systems are functioning within the tolerances. Have a great race.
Thank you very much, engineer. Lining up on the grid for the final time this season. There's a lot at stake for this race. For Schumacher, it's his last race for Ferrari. Felipe Massa, him and I have had some comings together in the last few races. I would love to finish in front of him. Alonso starting directly behind me. He's already got the championship won, so he's just looking to have some fun today and maybe finish on a high. Fisichella, I could potentially beat him in the standings. So there's also a little bit of a rivalry going on between us two there. So lots at stake here for this final race of the season. The 2006 Formula 1 Championship Edition Career Mode. The Season 1 is coming to an end. Hopefully, we can finish the day on the podium. Away we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and it's an awesome start so far for Michael Schumacher. Felipe Massa follows through in second place. I'm going to try and hold position here in third. Lots of understeer through turn 1. And oh jeez, that wall always sneaks up on you on the left-hand side there through the center S. And we hang on to P3 at the moment. Alonso behind us, Fisichella in 5th as well. That's the top 5. Hopefully, we can keep these guys at bay. Yes, yes, yes! That is exactly what I was looking for. A super exit on the middle sector, whatever corner that was there. We move into P2. We're in front of Felipe Massa now. And now Schumacher looking a little bit slow in this third sector here. We identified that middle sector, middle sector corner there was a weakness for the AI, and we've exposed it already here on the first lap. The sense of speed coming into this corner is absolutely intense. Felipe Massa, jeez, he's a cheeky devil, isn't he? He gets back up the inside through turn 1, and now it's going to be on again here through lap 2. I'm genuinely worried that I'm going to get such a good exit through here one of these laps, and I'm just going to go straight into the back of Massa and lose my front wing or something like that. We saw past him once again. When we move into Season 2, hopefully these little inconsistencies with the AI start to dissipate, and we don't have these ridiculous corners where we make up like 2 seconds. One thing we will have to get used to is more overtakes from the AI. When we up the difficulty, their aggressiveness is only going to get, I guess, more intense, and you're going to see more dive bombs like that. We may even potentially get rear-ended a few times next season as well, because they'll just be that quick. But again, battling with Massa, he prevails at the moment. We're going to hang it around the outside. I couldn't quite finesse around the outside of him there with my really stiff thumbstick here. Really does make it hard to be accurate. I'm running with like some kind of third-party PlayStation controller. I bet if I had an actual DualShock controller from PlayStation, things might be a little bit easier. But I may actually be able to use my PS4 controller. But I currently don't have that at the moment. I'm lending it to a friend. So I think for Season 2, I may try and get the DualShock for PS4 out. And hopefully that'll help my accuracy a little bit. Meanwhile, Massa is doing an absolute job for Schumacher at the moment. We're battling so hard and so much that Schumacher is just romping away with this Grand Prix so far. The gap is 2.3 seconds, maybe even more now, 3.7. And I expect Massa will go up the inside again. Yeah, there he goes. I didn't even run wide through there, and Massa was already showing the nose. Oh man, this is an intense race already, and we're only on lap 4.
You just beat your best time through Sector 2.
Thank you. Gap to Schumacher down to 2.6 seconds. This was the first lap now where we haven't been overtaken by Massa, so hopefully now he shouldn't be a problem for the rest of this race. He has dropped off significantly on this lap. Maybe he got attacked by Alonso and that would have slowed him up a bit.
Great news, you just got the fastest lap of the race. Nice one.
Yes, that's what you want to see. 3/10 under the lap record as well. Incredible stuff.
Good second sector, your best so far this session.
Thank you, and the gap is down to 1.8 seconds to Michael Schumacher. If this was real-life Formula 1, seeing the 2006 Toro Rosso, a brand new team, brand new car for this season, Bernie would have been going like, what's going on here? Are these guys running with a fully powered V10 engine or what? Something is definitely up at this stage, because we're catching the race leader, Michael Schumacher. Oh, that was a lucky save. Lucky escape for us there.
So don't overtake until you see the green flag, please.
Okay, there's a yellow flag. Doesn't matter because we're in the pits. On, I think this is lap 7 now for our one and only pit stop of this race. Let's finish on a high.
That is second. Raikkonen is third. He's moved up from 6th. You're in 4th. Alonso is 5th.
8.2. That looks like a very slick pit stop from us there. Maybe the best all season, and it's come in the final race. It's going to put us in a good position once things shake out with all the pit stops. Alonso has definitely made some ground there by staying out the extra lap on lower fuel. He's all over the back of Massa now, so that should hopefully relieve the pressure from behind. And looking behind us, Fisichella has actually jumped a lot there, so he stayed out 1 lap longer than Alonso and 2 laps longer than Massa with lower fuel. Somehow, he's done the overcut to perfection. Schumacher actually stayed out really long as well. He's got an 8.5 second lead at the moment. It's going to be near impossible to catch him unless he gets struck with more bad luck and possibly another engine retirement. I don't want to put the mocker on him, but I hope that isn't the case for Michael Schumacher. It would only be fitting for him to win his final race at Ferrari.
We're almost home. 5 laps and counting.
Here we go. Last lap of the season. Michael Schumacher's got this one in the bag. Oh, hello. Goodbye. Goodbye to clean underwear.
Michael Schumacher.
There he goes. Michael Schumacher has done it. He's won the final race of the season and his final race for Ferrari. We're going to come across the line to finish in second place and round out this Formula 1 2006 season on a high, just like I thought. And everyone has parked up because a Toyota, I believe, lost their engine right there. That's very interesting scenes there. If only this lap would have gone for 1 lap longer. I don't know, we might have seen a pile up there. I don't know if that was all part of the programming because a car retired there, but very interesting way to end the season. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. It's been a very unique season to say the least. Let's hear from Martin Brundle for the final time.
It's been a fascinating season with all manner of twists and turns to the story. It's been a wonderful journey for me and a real privilege to cover this season for you.
So there we go, guys. We've come second place in the Brazilian Grand Prix. 7.2 seconds was the difference from us to Michael Schumacher. To be honest, we actually did close the gap to Michael Schumacher there in the end. Only by a little bit, but essentially it was a masterclass by Schumi. He absolutely dominated. He won the race by whatever he did in the pit stop phases. He gained so much time by staying out the extra 2 to 3 laps or whatever it was. And he absolutely bossed it. Won this final race for Ferrari in 2006. We've come home in second place. I think Fisichella finished behind me in third, so we're not going to overtake Fisichella. But overall, in the standings, I think we're going to finish in 7th place. So not too bad when you consider this is our rookie season. This is a brand new game for me, and I was on the pad as well. So yeah, here's the driver standings. Alonso, absolutely without a shadow of a doubt, was the driver of the season. 144 points. Even on the new point system, that would be a solid point haul for Alonso. I guess I don't even think Alonso would score 144 points in a McLaren Honda. Not in a million years. Not in its current form. But I didn't exactly see where we were in the driver standings. I think it is 7th place. In the constructors, Renault have topped it there. Ferrari 2nd, McLaren, Mercedes 3rd. Toro Rosso, we end up in 5th there on 55 points. So it was all down to me there. I didn't have a teammate who was capable of scoring in the points, so I tried to elevate Toro Rosso as highly as I could. And overall, I think we did really well this season. Schumi, you beautiful specimen. So there we go, guys. That is the end of the season, and quite funnily enough, we have an end of season party in Calypso Hotel in Jamaica. I'm going to get on the drinks tonight. I think we've had a pretty good season, and the fact that we rounded it off with a podium as well can mean that we can take some positivity heading into the second season of this series. Once again, guys, I can only say thank you so much for the support that you guys have showed on these F1 2006 career mode videos. This game is 10 years old, and you guys have absolutely blown me away with the amount of people watching, liking, subscribing in the last 2 to 3 weeks that I've been making this series. It really has caught me by surprise, and I can't wait to get Season 2 underway in maybe a week or 2 weeks' time. I am going to take a little bit of a break. I need to up the difficulty. In order to do that, I have to restart the career mode. I don't want to sign with a back market team once again, so I'm going to do the entire first season again, and then we're going to rejoin Season 2 on hard difficulty in a better team. So I don't know what team that's going to be at the moment. That's ultimately down to my performance and how I do off camera in between Season 1 and Season 2. So I may live stream next season, the one that's going to be off camera. So if I do end up doing that, then make sure you follow me on Twitch, and I'll announce probably on Twitter whether this series goes ahead on Twitch. I may just try and get it all out of the way very quickly. But before we sign off for the final time, I'm going to check my inbox. we have an offer to re-sign with Toro Rosso. I'm going to advance time again and see what happens. Okay, so this is the end of season. We'll check the recruitment board and see what we have on offer. Literally, I can't move my little D-pad, so it looks like Toro Rosso lost interest, and so my only option was to sign with the Super Aguri F1 team, and they're actually slower than Toro Rosso as well. So we're going to advance time again, see what happens. All we get is the news feed. Advance time again, maybe. See what happens. We've got an advert for BMW Sauber F1 team. We'll apply for that. I'm just going to keep on going until we see what we can do. The end of season option has come up now, so I don't think there's any way for me to progress unless I sign with a Formula 1 team. I'm just going to keep going here, guys, and just see what happens. We do have a contract offer. No, my contract has now come to an end. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you. Could we potentially go with Toro Rosso? No, that email has expired because it did say that they've lost interest with me. So, my one and only chance to stay with Formula 1 on my current career mode path, it all lies with BMW Sauber. Your application has been submitted to BMW Sauber F1 team. Things should move along quite fast if they consider you to be a suitable candidate. Thank you, Mike Taylor. Now, there's no way for me to fast forward here. There's nothing in the way of recruitment to do. We're going to end the season here and see what happens. So this is our season statistics. We got 2 wins, 2 poles, 53 points. Highest finishing position was the race win we got in Monaco. Number of teams driven for was 1, being Toro Rosso. So we can switch teams mid-season, which we may explore in Season 2 possibly. We'll have to wait and see. Average points per season, 53. So that will aggregate over as we progress through multiple seasons. And we got a 30.6% score. So not too sure if that's good or not, but I'm guessing it was out of 100. So that is the career mode done and dusted. There is absolutely no option for me to fast forward. The recruitment, there's nothing I can do. I can only apply to Super Aguri F1 team. We've applied. We'll advance time. And Super Aguri have given me an offer to join their team. We'd like to offer you as a position for the first driver, contract period, blah, blah, blah. Finish ahead of E-Day, expected Grand Prix position, P20, and expected qualifying position is 22. So that is what unfolded in this Season 1 of F1 2006 career mode. At the end of it, finishing in P7 in a Toro Rosso, getting a couple race wins in the end there, and the only offer, the only real interest that was shown to us was through Super Aguri. So all that hard work almost going to waste there. Maybe I shouldn't have applied to so many teams earlier on in the season and then have them not have interest in me anymore. It's been a very interesting dynamic. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this season. This has been one of the most unique career modes I've ever done, simply because it's not a Codemasters game. But hopefully, nonetheless, you guys have enjoyed it. I can't wait to get Season 2 underway. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and also leave a like on this video if you've enjoyed this video, and also the entire series, because it's just been absolutely crazy. Can't wait to get Season 2 underway. Until my next video, guys, I'll see you next time.